those who understand, we're okay with,
Yeah, you're trying to serve that customer. Can you talk a little bit about the kind of leather? Because people just wanted to know, what leather do you use, and where do you source your leather from, and what makes something Sandast quality? What does it mean when it's like those two bags over there? You have one sandasted and one not sandasted.
It's like the way we make products quite different than the conventional way of making the bags. I think we may be the only company that does distressed leather that we do. For example, most other companies, this is how the process of making the bag. They have the pattern. It's cut by laser, and they sew it together, and boom, you have a bag. The way we do things is we have the leather, and we cut by hands, and every leather single piece, I distress them with the oil, wax, and a little patina, and a lot of polishing, and then they get assembled together. So what difference it makes is it's the aging, because we put so much oil and tan within the leather. Once it gets exposed to the sun, moisture, or even affliction to your body, it starts to change the colors. And that's what makes a product a little bit unique, because as you use them, you get a scratch here, scratch there, it gets a little burnish, patina. I mean, that's your legacy. That's
your bag.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's your oils in your hand, and the time that you spill the coffee and that you scratched
Exactly.
it.
That's part of you. That's walk of your life, and that's why I encourage all my customers. Let's put your name on there. Let's get your personal mottos. So every time you wear them, it can give you more inspiration and more motivation and things you do in daily lives. And when you retire, either you can give it to your kid as your heirloom pieces, or you can just keep it in your study, so that it's part of your history, part of your legacy, and that's what I'm really happy about.
Ultimately a bag like this, it's a souvenir of your sort of travels in your life, and
and we provide, we guarantee every single product lasts for life. If there's any issue whatsoever, send it back and we'll do repair.
That was one of the questions. So for you out there, I know who you are, and you asked about the warranty. And so this is a product that is guaranteed for life.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
It is guaranteed for life. This bag, people are so crazy about it. This bag and that bag.
Yes.
What do you think? Like, why do you think people like these two products so much? Like, what's the piece that sort of speaks to everyone? I'll speak to that one because I'm a woman, but not that this couldn't be used for women, but it's.
I don't think it's for women. It's the Gregory backpack and denim. I mean the leather. And I just think it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's pretty. It's the Gregory collection comes from I got this inspiration from city of Chicago. I don't know if you've ever been to Chicago.
Many times. I like to eat.
But you notice, because they're German ancestry, when you go to Chicago, one thing you notice, everything is in square. It's edges, squares. So as you can see, the flag is inspired by Chicago.
And it's mirrored down there, that same shape with the cut
Exactly,
corner.
because I kind of don't like the square, so I cut a little bit at the end. But the shape, the functionality, it's a reminder of Chicago. And to be honest with you, maybe it's the size, it's the functionality, because this bag holds quite a lot.
And like everything, like it's got the top handle, it's got the padded straps, it's got the exterior pockets.
That's where my phone goes when I travel. So
And then it's not just stitched, but it's riveted in the stress points.
Yes.
So it's sort of built to last.
Absolutely. And I think maybe it's the leather work as well, because it just, I don't know, of course I'm not subjective when I tell you this, but I don't know, whenever I look at this bag, it just brings me a smile. I mean, I'm looking forward to my, every time I travel in this bag, somebody stops me. I never tell them I make the bag. I just look at the logo.
But that's the ultimate compliment. Somebody stops you on the street and that's your work.
Yes.
That's your product.
Oh, it doesn't get any better than that. And not only that, my greatest satisfaction comes from whenever my customer emails me and how happy they are. And that never gets old. For me, I get greatest satisfaction hearing back from clients and seeing their happy face. And there's nothing better, you know, as a maker, as a business owner. So, you know, sometimes, of course, you know, we have these good days and bad days. But whenever I see the email coming from client, it just makes my day. And just, it kind of motivates even more to better myself and just make the better products. Because I know for some of them, it's not just a backpack or thing, but when they're especially gifting to somebody they love, they're entrusting me to express their love into products. So the one thing we don't do here is to disappoint. So, you know, in cases like that, we just put extra effort to make sure we live up to the expectation and their trust.
And I think that's how I found Sandast, is because I review leather bags, and there were people that had 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of his bags, and that they just couldn't move away from getting one and being done with it, because once you touch and see that quality, you don't see that kind of quality very often.
I always tell all my clients, there's a lot of people who don't even know us and don't know our products. But I don't know if there's one, maybe there's a few who only have one product and now move on to the next. And yeah, our stuff is pretty addictive.
Yeah, it's a little addictive.
So be careful what you wish for.
Caution. Can I move this and
Of
talk
course,
about something?
yes.
I want to talk about.
The change.
Yeah, I want to talk about this bag for a few reasons. One, because obviously the craftsmanship is 100% there, but on the group it sort of has. I don't want you to get nervous. I'm not going to stalk you, but it has like a cult following. So people just to put it simply, they really, really, really like this bag. And so I wanted you to just sort of talk about all the design elements. And you made this bag for somebody, right?
Yeah, I co-designed this bag with, you know, famous celebrities. And am I okay? Okay. I co-designed. I mean, it's on the news, so I guess.
Yeah, talk about it.
She, Blake Lively. You know, actually, I remember what I told you back in 2014.
We have to do.
Yes.
We gotta be. We're having wine, cheese,
Actually,
coffee,
this is also bad.
chocolate, all my favorite things, leather. So, first things first.
This is another bag we must put into play.
We got to talk about that bag.
Because this bag has a very, very sentimental value to me. Because, like I said, back in 2014, I thought it was inevitable that, you know, I would be out of business. And because I had a very small money left, but I went to upgrade. But, you know, the thing is, sometimes people give up or fold. It's because they don't have the hope. It's not that you don't need much to cling on to something. But when someone sees there's no light, no hope whatsoever, then they get a little vulnerable. And I guess that's how mine instead was. So I made this, I had a little money left. I spent entire money to upgrade my entire collection. And there was no action. So I was like, maybe I did something wrong. Maybe it's inevitable. But then again, a friend of mine asked me to send a few bags to this prom master, which is a friend of his. So I did. I sent this one and the other bag. And surely enough, this was the movie called Age of Adeline. And the Blake Lively, she saw this bag, she fell in love. And she carried this bag throughout the movie. And she did help me a lot. And it's not the exposures or even, you know, the monetary help, the business she brought, but
She gave you hope.
I knew she confirmed I was on the right path. I did the right thing. And that's all I needed it. That's why I feel like I'm forever indebted to her in that regards, because she validates my decision. And from that point on, I never looked back. Just